Stan, come here. Mount me.
What? Oh, no.
Back here. All right, so did some band works with chains.
Yep.
On the bench was 185 pounds.
Yep.
To the viewer, explain to that, because they're gonna go, wait a minute, you bench more than that.
Yep.
So was it 185?
So it was 185 pounds with 100 pounds of band and 40 pounds of chain.
Okay.
Now,
A side?
together,
Each side? Okay.
Together. So you're talking 285 with the band and then about 335 with the chain, roughly.
Gotcha.
Now what that does, unlike free weight, is as you notice when you started to push on that thing, it got heavier and heavier
Yep.
and heavier.
Yep.
That starts making you work the lockout, the elbow strength, and it keeps the pressure off the shoulder. And where you're most likely to get hurt on a bench is at the bottom when everything's stretched.
Everything's stretched in.
So it allows you to get optimal volume at the top, so when you take things out, it feels light.
Right.
But you don't get that overwork in the bottom where your shoulder is at the most precarious position to get hurt.
And you got that momentum coming out of the bottom that helps you push through that upper part where it is heavier, which is in the long run. Stan, come here. Mount me.
What? Oh, no.
Back here. So we're just kind of talking about the bench to the newbies and the people watching this could get confused. Here, stand up. Seeing 185 on the bar, not understanding the concept of what we were doing. So
That was 185?
It's all about bar velocity. Think of it in this perspective. Take a 10-pound plate. If I take a 10-pound plate and set it on your hand, does it hurt? No. But if I take it from 3 feet and drop the same weight, it just broke your finger. So when you drop that weight down in there, that 300 pounds of top just turned into somewhere between 400 and 450 pounds that you have to reverse.
burst out.
It's all physics.
Yeah. What I love is that as a power lifter, you've done this.
Yeah.
And as a hybrid of everything, you've done this. Is that you've taken athletic ability and put it into powerlifting, where I wouldn't say in the old school, but it was basically going in the gym and lifting the heaviest amount of weight, where there's so much more to it.
The
There's
first
a
person
science.
to really figure out that type of training was Dr. Fred Hatfield with compensatory acceleration. He understood that if you could get a faster eccentric, you could have more energy in the concentric, and that's how he was able to squat 1,000 pounds at 242 pounds body weight.
First time I heard about it was Bill Kazmaier.
Yeah.
Talked about taking and slamming the weight down into his chest. Forces mass times acceleration. I don't think he explained it in that fashion, but he just said, I know it worked.
Yep. Increasing kinetic energy, increasing coil pressure. A slingshot, you can shoot a ball faster if you pull it back and let it go really fast than you can if you hold it.
Now, even though you're saying this, you still go to the other side.
Yes.
Taking it down and doing pauses
Right.
and making it harder on
Yes.
yourself.
So the trick is once your body understands the question or the answer to the question, you change the question. So you notice the second to last set, we slowed the eccentric down. So the body was like, what the are you doing? Because you just showed
Well, you guys
timing.
did, I didn't.
Yeah, you And then the other thing is we went to complete failure, which wouldn't be normally something you do on speed work. But if you need more muscle mass, you would put that at the end
Always.
and you increase 4,000 or 5,000 pounds of loading on one set. Muscles are going to grow. So it's a mixture of being able to be quick, being able to strain, and having the endurance and muscle mass, and thinking of it as a full circle.
Jack, be nimble.
That's right, Jack. Be quick.
So that was the one thing that I always liked, is that with my training, putting yourself in a weaker position or doing the speed work is something people say, hey, how do you train for your birthday squats? I don't. I train like we train. That is always there. The birthday squats, in the sense of doing 50 reps with 315, is there if you're training right.
Yeah, and like you just showed, you train mostly like a bodybuilder, but you're a hybrid.
Wow, whoa.
Right?
Why do you have to go there?
And powerlifting.
Whoa,
But
wow.
here's the thing though, you're able to keep up with a guy on reps, on something
Well.
that's burned you out on what I'm good at, and now you can still hang with the reps after I smoked your CNS.
He's too kind. See how he came back around and was nice there at the end?
It's all
Compliment.
I mean, it's serious shit.
Damning you with faint praise.
Because I think a lot of us all get caught up in what we like to do, but we don't forget that maybe that's not what our body needs to get better.
I agree with that 100%. I agree that it's you got to do the things that you're bad at.
And you got to bounce ideas off of people that have been there. You guys have been there a long time. I ask Stan all the time about training. I ask you guys both about dieting stuff. You have to use your pool of your library of people that are your friends and bounce ideas off each other. Because you might call me and say, hey, Matt, how do you do this? How do you do that?
Calf training.
Calf training,
Yeah.
exactly.
I just use them to borrow money. If I borrow it, yeah. You got a $5 on it.
Exactly. Borrow
Keep it
money.
light. Let's do some arms, boys.
Yeah.